I grew up here in Wisconsin, but more specifically, I grew up between the Menominee reservations and the Oneida reservations because both parents were each a part of those tribes. I had interned at the Smithsonian for a short time. After that, I had accepted a job offer in Oklahoma, which was where I did my undergrad at, for another tribal museum that was getting ready to open. And I spent the better part of 10 years honing my museum skills, being in the trenches, working down there for 10 years. And an opportunity came up to come back home, and I felt like I had confidence in everything that I had learned in the field to come back home and protect and preserve and safeguard my own nation's collection of Oneida artifacts. One of the most unique experiences that I've always thought that I had, even after growing up and leaving the reservation and going into the outside world and kind of just navigating on my own, my place within society in general. One of the unique experiences that I think I have, and maybe other individuals that are Native and that are female have, is the ability to be able to coexist in the Native world and then also the non-Native world. Because there is a fine line there. And as long as you're grounded and you have a good foundation and a good upbringing, and you know where you come from, it allows you the ability to be able to coexist in those two worlds and not lose who you are, and also to be able to coexist in the non-Native world, but also still be able to honor your people in whatever you decide to do, and always know that that's at the forefront of your mind and your thinking and how you carry yourself when you go outside of your community. So I think that my experience from top to bottom, working in the museum field, has allowed me to have a deeper respect for collections, a deeper respect for the physical nature of artifacts and what I'm dealing with. But it also has really allowed me to have a deeper understanding that connects, I should say, back to our culture and our knowledge. And I feel like this is the type of field that a Native person, a Native woman, or any individual that wants to get into the museum field would benefit them not only from a professional standpoint, but also from a personal standpoint, because we are the stewards of protecting, safeguarding, and preserving these collections. And I feel like that's a big responsibility, but it's also a responsibility that I feel like we should be open and welcome to. As a young female, in the various decisions that one could make in growing up and trying to find their path and navigate the way around this big old world, I would think first and foremost, it's just to have a really good understanding of yourself, and to love yourself, because I think nobody else can do that for you. That is something internally that you have to do yourself. And I think once you have the tools to be able to do that, you're a little bit more confident in what direction you want to choose to go in life. And some people can do that very easily, and some people it takes them a couple of stumbles and trials and tribulations to be able to, to find what they really want to do and to navigate. But I think first and foremost, it's just to always have confidence in yourself and just just trust that, you know, the universe is behind you, as long as you have that confidence in yourself to move forward and navigate your own journey in this world as a female. The belt that I have on display, it's a replica of the original Oneida belt. And the original Oneida belt is actually housed at the Field Museum in Chicago. So this belt, I was given the opportunity in 2018 to go down to the Field Museum and see this belt, which is not on display. This belt was created just after the Revolutionary War. And this belt was created, I should say, in an effort to reunify the Confederacy of the Six Nations, because the Revolutionary War at that time had ignited infighting within the Confederacy. So I felt, in a sense, that I had come full circle, because the importance of these wampum belts and the person whose responsibility it was a long time ago, and it still is today, to recite and remember, and also to safeguard these belts. There's a number of wampum belts, but this one more specifically, I felt like I came full circle because they were our first record keepers. They use these mnemonic devices, which is what I like to call them. I guess they kind of acted as, to remember and show the significance of our history and the events that happened that were connected to these belts. But at the same time, they had to safeguard them and protect them, and they had to remember their importance. And so I felt like, in a different capacity in this museum field, that's also what I'm doing. And that is why this replica belt is important to me and really has significance to me, because it was a point in my career where I was like, I'm where I'm supposed to be. And also too, the physical nature of these belts also serves as a reminder of the connection that we as Haudenosaunee people have to our ancestors. The very fact that this belt still exists, and the very fact that we understand and we know, and to this day we can recite the importance of this belt, shows our connection and our importance that we still know to this day we have, and our responsibility that we have to our ancestors.